Aries, the message is so clear that's coming through for you. There is a pivotal moment coming up, and I'm getting the number 55 with that, where you're going to be asked to untether yourself from some argument, debate, conflict, battle that you've gotten roped into. And it's very important that you consider loosening that knot or untethering yourself from this situation because of what you're trying to achieve. It's like it's right there. It's already there for you, but you're not making yourself available to it because your energy is preoccupied somewhere else. Okay, so I got in my meditation the phrase, you're getting roped into a battle, into a disagreement. And then the card that came out for the theme of your reading is number 20, birds. And it says on it, where might your mind fly when untethered? I asked Spirit, well, where might Aries' mind fly when they are untethered? And I got the pathless, difficult decisions, and lack of direction. Well, it's uncertain where your mind might go when you untether it from this conflict, whatever it is. Maybe it's a conflict within you. Maybe it feels more like with someone else. It could be someone in a relationship, at work, in your family, or maybe just like a stranger, a group of people. I'm not sure what it is for everyone. It doesn't matter. Okay, whatever it is for you. What matters is this energy and what you decide to do with your own energy. So being in this conflict, in some sense, is giving you a feeling of being grounded because it's familiar to you. This battlefield is familiar. You've fought wars there. You've won wars. You have been victorious in situations or arguments like this. And it feels like, oh, this might be making you mad, it might be annoying you, but it's familiar to you. So you're engaging it, or you're lending some help and support in some area where you have proficiency. I'm a victor in this arena. Let me come in, drop my mic, say my piece, and get out of there. Or somebody has been lying, somebody is trying to feed me some BS, and I'm going to go in there and say what I need to say, clear it up, speak my piece. And I feel like whoever's on the receiving end of this may need to hear exactly what it is that you want to say. However, it's unclear to me that you need to say it. What do you need for your own energy, for your growth, for your manifestation? Does it help you in what you're trying to achieve to be the one to go in and drop mics and do all the stuff? Because I feel like it's a little bit of a distraction from this big, open, pathless opportunity that's right there for you. So it's not necessarily that you need to go find the path. It's more that the path is already there. You need to allow it to appear to you. It's like, a distraction a little bit. If you were to shut that down, turn that off, step away from it, where would your mind go? What thoughts would come through? What epiphanies would you have? What discoveries would you make? Okay, because you would make some discovery. You would see that thing that you've been trying to pull in is right there. Now I'm going to get the cards out and see what that thing is. But I think Spirit really just wants to draw your attention to this cord, this tether that you have to some kind of battle, and to figure out why you're roped into this. It's something about you saying or defending yourself or educating someone or whatever you're doing. It gives you a sense of confirmation of yourself. Like, I know who I am. I know what I think. I know what my position is on this. I feel grounded in who I am. And so that's why you're engaging with it energetically, because it's grounding you in a sense. Because the alternative is not to deal with that, to say, no, thank you, I'm not going to deal with that, and turn your attention towards something that is very uncertain, where you might not know who you become in this path, in this place, it's like this dark space of discovery where you're holding a lantern, an ace of wands, exploring what comes next. That feels a lot more precarious and nerve-wracking, although exciting. Whereas this kind of argument feels familiar, self-affirming, but also frustrating. So I feel like Spirit's really trying to draw your attention to the way that you're defining yourself vis-a-vis your engagements or interactions with outside sources. Like, are you coming to understand yourself in the world through an argument with someone else or an agreement with someone else? Is the outside world maybe dictating too much of your concept of what you can do in this lifetime? There's something about that that's really important. You need insight, not outsight. Okay, and I got for your supportive energy, spiral, resonance, insight, and introspection. So this is about finding your own resonance, detaching your mind from whatever's going on there and just letting your mind be. And I feel like this might be a bit of a challenge to just sit with yourself and your thoughts without having something else to kind of bounce your thoughts off of, or someone to talk to, or someone to fight with, or whatever the case is, or even to watch some other people fighting. This might be a little bit of a challenge because it requires going in a little bit, hearing your own resonance and letting your insight bubble up to the surface. Because your insight, I don't know what it's trying to show you. I'm going to find out, but it is trying to show you something important, but you're avoiding it for some reason. Okay, and then the energy challenging you is illusion, deception, honesty, and revelation. And this is where I feel like you're like, yeah, well, there's illusions over there and I need to go in and clear them up. I need to drop the mic on this. I'm not going to let these people get away with this, with their deception and trickery. I'm going to create a revelation moment. And again, it's like you could do that and you will be victorious if you choose to do that. Might not feel satisfying for you. And it's something you've already done before many, many times. It's kind of just like being on a loop a little bit. I don't really feel like this person, you drop the mic, they pick it up and say, "You're right, Aries, thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done without your insight." I don't think that's going to happen, So then ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve here? Okay? And it could be noble what you're trying to achieve, but I feel like for your own manifestation, for your own growth, for the things that you want to see come into your life, spending your time and energy on this ain't it. Okay? And sometimes we do need to do this, but Spirit's coming through with this message for a reason. Untethering your mind from this. Then I also got some other messages here I'll tell you about, and then we'll get the tarot out. I don't know how these relate, if they do at all. Maybe they're specific particular messages for someone. But I got that there's a first impression either you have of someone or they have of you, and it's of a shark, very sharky-like energy. Maybe that someone's aggressive or someone's hiding something, someone's underneath the surface, I don't know. There's a sharky-like first impression. Maybe this is something you want to avoid giving off, or this is somebody that you've now known for a long time, but you can't shake the first impression. And I feel like you should pay attention to that first impression. Okay, our intuition is usually immediate. If you're tapped in, you're tuned in, you're sensitive, which you are because you're here, then your intuition about someone is usually correct unless they've triggered some kind of trauma response in you for some reason. But if it's just kind of like a casual meeting and you're kind of off about someone, I would pay attention to that. Okay? Yeah, and maybe this is what some of you are trying to do actually, is to prove to yourself that your intuition is right, and you're trying to find out what the illusion is. Okay? Just trust yourself. I don't feel like you need to cross-check your intuition on this. Then I got that some of you are going on a side quest. I saw the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe the untethering yourself and going into this it's not like a void space, but it's like this dark space with your torch, your Ace of Wands, and seeing what's there and allowing the path to appear you, allowing that thing that you've been after to show up, to actualize in your field to you, is something that you're going to do while also still dealing with something you need to deal with. It becomes a side quest, perhaps. Okay, we'll see. I don't know if I told you this already, but I got that there's something with a pivotal moment here. The Wheel of Fortune, the number 55. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what comes through for you, Aries. Let's see first the energy that you are already working with that is serving you. The energy you are already working with that is serving you. Warrior of Swords. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. That energy of the Knight of Swords, of going in there, dropping your mic, saying your piece, it has worked for you, and you are saying something right in that context. Your ego is in alignment with your higher self. I truly feel that. And you have already been working with it, and it's already serving you. So I guess the question that I should be asking is, what new energy is coming in for you that you should work with? So what is the new energy coming in for Aries that they're working with? Strength. And then the Nine of Swords and Eight of Wands came through too. Okay, so when something irks you, okay, understandably, you want to get rid of that feeling as quickly as possible. And I see you, like, something comes at you and you immediately bounce it back. You throw it back, right? Like, oh, you're not going to send that Nine of Swords to me. I'm going to put it right back on you. And again, this isn't a bad thing to do, and you've already kind of mastered this. You're able to do this, and you win many battles by doing this. But I feel Spirit deeply saying, well, what happens if you just kind of sit with that for a second and ask yourself, why is this bothering me so much? Or should it be even bothering me? Have I moved past this energy? Am I just in a habit of reacting in this way? Is this just an old pattern, an old habit? Maybe it's something I need to break. Strength, right? In the Strength card on the Rider-Waite, she's, depending on how you look at it, opening, closing the lion's mouth, but it's kind of like taming that bestial part of you, that instinctual energy that just reacts to something. She's saying, okay, the higher self is saying, okay, we're going to work together. We're pay attention to our instincts around something, but also respond, with intention and reflection, rather than Knight of Swords reacting. Even if sometimes that does the trick, your soul is calling for a deeper kind of engagement at this point, or disengagement with something. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing there. Let's see the challenging energy. Okay, the energy that you should be moving away from. Yeah, energy that Aries should be moving away from. Six of Wands. Yeah, exactly. The Star and Revolution. Oh boy. Yeah, so the Tower, we got the Tower, the Star, and the Six of Wands. See, this is how you've been defining yourself for a long time, is your victory in Tower moments, right? Maybe they have been catalyst kind of moments for you, but a Tower happens. Okay, Mars energy, and you're like, oh, Mars energy, this is my jam. I know what to do. I'll drop the mic. Cool, right? And you win, and you find your way up. Not saying that it isn't hard for you. It is hard for you. Nine of Swords, I'm seeing that. It is. But you're able to just, bounce that energy back off of yourself in a pretty decent way. Okay, it's more like you teach lessons to people. But what are you teaching yourself? I think that's the deal here. It's like, yeah, Aries, you've done a great job being a warrior and teaching lessons and putting people in their place. But what about you teaching yourself? Or how is this situation allowing you to grow? Where does that come in? And if you're somebody who has not fought back for themselves, when you needed to stand up for yourself and now you're finally doing it and it's feeling great, maybe this comes later on in your journey. But there is some kind of balance that wants to be restored, right? It's good to do that fighting back, but then you have to come to center, right? Because you're over at this extreme. I never stood up for myself. I'm going to go full force on it. But then you got to come back into the middle. And I feel like maybe that's a side quest, right? Like the middle. You come to the middle. Okay. And then the star here is like, this is my path. This is my destiny to win in these tower moments. Right? So that's the energy that you should move away from, is defining yourself in these kinds of moments, out of these kinds of moments. Okay? It's kind of like understanding who you are through conflict. Spirit's saying that happens, and it's not a bad thing to do, but you can also understand who you are beyond conflict in moments of peace. Towers are catalysts, but so is justice, balance in your life. That's also a catalyst. So is rest, relaxation. That can be a catalyst too. So what does it mean to explore that path for you? Let's see. Okay, Aries. Let's see. What's going on here in Aries world? And it is your world. Potential with the Fool card is your overall energy. Yeah, this is that new, exciting, where might you fly when untethered? Where would you go? What would you do? What would you explore? And the Fool is kind of pathless, right? Doesn't really have a direction, but has faith and trust and excitement, willing to take a leap of faith into the unknown. Unknown, if that's better. Somebody was like, why do you say unknown? I don't know. I just do. That's the way I've been saying it, and that's the way I like to say it, and it ain't changing. I know it's unknown. Okay? Let's see. Somebody said, when they commented that, somebody said it's her Canadian accent. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. There's other Canadians that probably say it the correct way. I have all kinds of weird ways I say things, as many of you have noticed. I don't know. It's like I got other things to think about than that. You know, if I can remember, if I care enough, okay, then I'll try better to pronounce things. You know, I'll try harder to pronounce things better, be more grammatically correct. But I mean, it's unknown. Okay, let's see. Okay, Spirit, let's get back to it. Went on a tangent. See, that's a little bit of that moment, right? That's a little bit of the moment that I'm talking about. Like, what's the point of that? You know, what was the point of that? There was better ways to direct my energy than to address that silliness, right? Better ways to address my energy, because then it goes into a loop. Better ways to use my energy to focus in on yours and the reading and what matters than to go on a side quest with that and address some silliness that really doesn't matter to you, right? It doesn't matter to you. So why do it, right? Okay, so there. Thank you for demonstrating that, Spirit. Right? Because most of you here are saying, it doesn't matter, Andy. We don't care. Right? So then, same thing for you, Aries, right? People who care about you, love you, your guides as well, are saying, Aries, yeah, we know who you are. It doesn't matter. You don't need to go and deal with that. Just focus on what you're doing. I'll take these. Let's just see what these are. Two of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Nymph of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. There's some stuff on. I gotta cover up these things. Get some stickers or something. So there's a message here that you might be defending someone else in what you say. Okay? This debate or battle that you're getting roped into might be to protect someone you care about. It might not just be about yourself. And that can be challenging too, because you don't want to see somebody get mischaracterized, criticized, or suffer. But there's something in this particular situation where I feel like, again, I'm not sure how effective your words will be or your actions will be. So there's better use of them somewhere else. Good. Amazing. All right. Great. Okay. So the Fool, potential. Let's look a little bit deeper into your potential here. What is Aries' potential? A lot. I'm going to take this one. Warrior of Cups. Knight of Cups. With this polar bear. I'm hearing icy disposition. Maybe this is that shark energy. There's a fish here. Fish jumping out of the water, trying to get away from the shark. And you're there as the polar bear with your higher self, guiding this person to safety. Okay, it could be aspects of yourself, the shark, the fish, and the polar bear. Maybe they're different people. I feel as though, how do I say that? You are, just like your path is meant to appear to you, you are meant to appear to others. Not, There's something where you're getting in the ring or getting in the pit, getting in the fight, getting in the ocean with the sharks in order to save the fish. But really what you need to do is be there, be a light, be a beacon, direct the energy towards you rather than going to it. Do you know what I mean? So maybe something that you disagree with here, you're going and getting involved with those who disagree with you, and you're going in that battlefield, in the ring, to prove your point, to win. But really, you could also have that same perspective that you're having, or your same position, and just be outside of the ring and let those who are interested in what you're saying or what you're doing, or who want to reconcile with you, come to you. I hope that makes sense. Because I'm really seeing this as you offering a lot to those in need, including yourself. But it feels like right now you're fighting with the people who are hurting those in need. But you're better off in this stage right now being that place of hope, source, and inspiration. And if you're thinking about a conflict in like a love situation or a friendship, then there is something about just holding your integrity, holding your own perspective as you do, your own knowledge, your own wisdom, while still participating in the things that you want to explore and allowing that energy to come to you when they are ready. Okay? Then I also feel like this Warrior of Cups is that manifestation, that thing you've been trying to move towards. It's right there. That's your potential, is to see that. You know, this polar bear and this person here is you, but it's also your opportunity reaching its hand out to you, and you as the fish going towards that when it appears to you. Does that make sense? Okay, so what is this opportunity? Six of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Oh, I'm hearing reestablish something. You're going to reestablish something that you felt was lost to you, something that you felt kind of got off the ground but didn't go full force. Maybe you didn't have the resources, you didn't have the time, you didn't have the money, the energy. Now you do. Six of Cups and Five of Pentacles. This is also healing an old part of yourself that wasn't able to fully accomplish something. Well, what is it though? Can we get more specific? What is it? That's where your mind will fly to this opportunity to reawaken something unfinished within you, some ambition or goal, the tailor, attention to detail and pride. Yeah, it's like before you had this beautiful suit or gown or whatever, right? And you were a kid and you really wanted to fill the shoes or fill the suit, fill the dress, and you stepped inside of it, but it was too big, kept falling off of you. You couldn't have this dream yet. It wasn't time, right? But now you're being asked to take a leap of faith, take up that Ace of Wands, be the fool, step into the unknown, allow the suit, the dress, the shoes to appear to you, and then tailor them now, because now you have the tools to do so, whereas before you didn't. Tailor that manifestation, that dream, to your fit. Make it fit to you rather than you trying to fit into it. That's it, okay? Two of Wands for what you don't see coming. That's that pivotal point, right? What did I write beside that? Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the pivot point. Picking a direction. Which way are you going to turn your attention towards? Four of Pentacles. And what's on the other side? That whole, let's see. Three of Cups, Two of Swords. Okay. This is other people. Yeah, this is like you're trying to make, I don't want to say it's kind of like you're trying to make decisions for other people by dropping the mic. You're trying to get them, I mean, in reality, you know they're going to do what they want to do, but it's like, maybe if I just impart this wisdom, maybe if I just argue my side, defend myself, prove myself, or prove them wrong, or expose their lies, or whatever, then they'll be able to see things right. They'll pick the right path. They'll make the right decisions. But this is something you know, and you already know you can't control. What you're really doing is just confirming who you are to yourself in this situation. The other side is the Four of Pentacles, and I'm actually seeing this as a positive card here because it's linked to the Six of Pentacles, something you've been holding on to, something that you've been wanting to fit into for so long. You're now going to be able to fit into because you tailor it to your liking or to your specificity. You turn your manifestation not into something that is already out there and you're just going to step into, but something that is there that you're going to mold and shape and tailor to fit you as you are right now. Okay? Death for your opportunity. I love this Death card. Very pretty. Well, it's seeing the beauty in your transformation of getting away from old cycles. You know, like, I don't feel like you need to change who you are, right? Not at all. It's just to allow yourself to open up to more parts of who you are, who you are now starting to discover or rediscover. So to see your transformation as beautiful, to also see an ending as divine. So what is this? The universe, an ending. The closure of something, closing something out for yourself. What is this? The opportunity, death in the universe. Stop engaging with this. Untether yourself. The witch, experimentation, rebellion, the enchanter, deception, and trickery. Right. You're trying to like dispel something is what I'm getting. There's some deception, trickery, and you're coming in as like, well, I'm going to prove that all wrong, or I'm going to do something about it. You know? Like, I'm seeing as a good witch here, right? It's like, oh, you want to be the bad witch, the deceiver, the spellcaster, you know, in a negative sense, all of those things. well, I'm going to come in here and do something about it, return it to sender, right? Like all of those kinds of things. I'm not saying they're bad, but you're very preoccupied with this, even if it's in a relationship, right? So I'm going to outsmart you a little bit. You don't need to do that. And I don't feel like what happens as a result is all that satisfying. 4 of Wands, 6 of Swords. Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, you get a victory, you celebrate, you restabilize yourself in the argument or the situation. But 6 of Swords, it's kind of like anticlimactic. It's like, okay, did that. Okay. Sun for the challenge. Growth, abundance, identity. What is this? The moon and awakening. Whoa, this is big. Sun, moon, and awakening. This is no joke. Okay, this is a pivotal moment for sure. This is balancing yourself. Your subconscious mind with your conscious mind, the shadow with the higher self. No, this is understanding that all of these sides of you are very important and they have uses. But you're relying on one side of you a little bit too much right now. This side in the moon, where you're trying to deal with this illusion, trying to understand a tower or fix a tower or win in a tower situation. And you're forgetting the sun, the growth, the abundance, the light. And you need to work with both. Okay? So don't forget that. And you can work with both in all situations you find yourself in, is what I'm getting. That's the challenge. Okay? So here in this instance, when something comes at you and you get like a little irked or a lot irked, triggered maybe, or just pissed, whatever it feels like to you, and then you send it back, you bounce back and say, you think you're going to do that? I'm going to do this, that kind of thing. Pause for a second in the awakening energy of judgment, right? And ask, okay, well, I could do that with the moon, right? Or I could pause and do it with the sun, or both. Shed light on a situation if I want to, but understand, illuminate to myself what it really means to me. Why do I feel the 9 of Swords? If you're in the moon energy, you're not really trying to figure that out. You're just getting more maybe emotional or lost in it and pushing things into the subconscious. In the sun energy, you're saying, wait a second. Why is this affecting me? Why am I spending my time on this? Hold up a second. Is this taking away from my growth somewhere else? Is this an ego thing? Like, what is this? So there's an opportunity for that, okay? Your advice is 3 of Wands. Yeah, being present enough to allow your goal, your desire, your manifestation, whatever you want to move towards, however you envision your best self, your best life, whatever that looks like to you, allowing it to appear to you. 3 of Wands. Let's see. To be present enough. 9 of Cups for your wishes. Right? You can't really be thinking in the 9 of Cups energy when you're squabbling or dealing or battling it out with somebody else and you're right anyways. So focus here on what matters most to you, what allows you to grow and learn and develop and explore. The outcome. I'm also going to do an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper. We're going to look more into this. I want to find out more about the illusions and whatever the fight is about. Maybe we can get it clear so you don't have to deal with it anymore. We'll just see what comes through. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. If you're not interested in that, you don't want to go to that, you don't like that idea, trust Spirit already knew that and gave you everything you needed right here. Okay, the outcome, 7 of Wands and 4 of Cups. I like this because when I was trying to do your reading earlier, I kept getting the 4 of Cups for your overall energy. And in here, it's the Fool, which is a much better energy. So something has shifted for sure since when I initially started reading. Because 4 of Cups to me was telling me, I don't care, Andy. I'm still going to drop the mic. I don't really care. That's what I was getting from it. But here with the 7 of Wands, it feels like you're not allowing that apathetic kind of energy to get through to you, to overtake you. That gut knee-jerk reaction, that trigger, that self-affirmation you feel you need in a situation where someone's opposing you or you're battling. This is you saying, I'm not going to let that get to me. And I'm not going to, just totally disregard that cup Spirit is offering to me to explore a different path, to let go of this. It's not even let go of this. It's just understand it for what it is. Understand you could win it. You could disprove it. You could do all those things, but you don't need to. So it's really about, what do you want? Where do you want to spend your time and energy? Okay, that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.